Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Everything is gradually shaping up as we have two in one news to render. One is coming from the governor of Ebonyi State, that's Engineer David Umahi, who has finally spoken up concerning the issue of UGM. He has these strong words to say, and of course, one of the prominent ex-presidential aspirants, actually coming from the north, have decided to summon to call out the security personnel, asking what is Senator Abaribe still doing when it comes to the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. All this we're going to summarize in one, but before we do so, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel. If you have not done so already, please kindly click on the red subscribe button and the bell notification icon to get both subscribed and notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. Okay, let us start with what Engineer David Umahi has got to say. I'm talking about the governor of Ebonyi State. The governor of Ebonyi State have declared that the unknown gunmen, that's UGM for short, in Ebonyi State are not really unknown. He made this statement this morning during an interview with Channels TV. He said that the so-called UGM are known. He said they are youth, they are young men, and they are young women of Ebonyi State. He condemned the attacks on security operatives and called on youth parading as UGM to drop their arms and come to the table of negotiations. He said that if the youth drop their arms, then their grievances can be known and something will be done about it. In his words, he said the UGM are not really unknown. They are known here in Ebonyi State. They are our youth, vibrant young men and women who will protect our land in the future. They are being brainwashed. Even with the talismans and charms they get from native doctors, they are still being shot and killed. Drop your weapons and then your grievances can be heard. He warned that security operatives has the right to defend themselves and will not hesitate to shoot down any UGM who tries to attack them. Very straightforward. He's not messing with. He said, well, in Ebonyi State, UGM is really not UGM, but they're actually GM and not UGM, and they're actually known. But let's find out what it is the ex-presidential candidate has to say in calling out Senator Abaribe over Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra agitation. Well, former presidential candidate Adamu Gaba today was of the opinion that the federal government should question Senator Abaribe over the recent atrocities committed by members of Nnamdi Kanu's led IPOB, that's Indigenous People of Biafra. I quote him. He says Senator Abaribe should be summoned to answer on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu all the recent atrocities of IPOB since he stood as surety for Mr. Kanu. I wonder what the authorities are doing about this. Won't there be consequences for all this? He asks. Senate Minority Leader Nnamdi Abaribe in recent times has come under fire for failing to produce Nnamdi Kanu. The leader of the group IPOB, who he stood as surety before bail was granted him in 2017. Early in the month of May, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Idris Wase, lamented that Senator Abaribe should have been imprisoned for failing to produce Kanu to answer for the allegations his ESN has been charged with. Adamu Gaba is also of the opinion that Senator Abaribe should be held liable for the atrocities linked to IPOB in the nation. This complaint made by the former presidential candidate may have stemmed from the loss of the northern political elite, that's Ahmed Gulak, who was confirmed to have been assassinated by members of IPOB among several heinous atrocities. Whoa, this is really strong. Some time ago, Ndume was also imprisoned for similar situation when he failed to produce the former chairman of Pension Reform Tax Team, that's PRTT, Abdurrashid Maina, who he stood for as surety. This is the reason why Adamu feels equal treatment should be given to Abaribe, who suretied Nnamdi Kanu. However, Abaribe in 2019 lamented the decision, stating that it was illegal to remain Nnamdi Kanu's surety. He also decried the fact that the federal government made it compulsory that the Senator of the Federal Republic must act as a surety before being granted bail on April 25th, 2017. We should like to hear your opinion. But in the moment, let's just quickly feel the pulse of Nigeria. It's going to take like 2 or 3 uncensored now responses over this particular Senator Abaribe's issue. This one here says, has Gume been arrested to answer for his criminal children? Let him answer for his foot soldiers' atrocities first. Until then, Senator Abaribe can continue enjoying his white soup and apple. These guys are not, they are not, that is a, this one here is saying, any attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the North. Have you ever criticized the person that said that? Have you summoned Gume? Everybody see what is going on now. They say this justice, this law should be equal to all. Don't sideline one. This is serious. This one here say Gume should also be held responsible for the killings and abduction by the Fulani, whatever it is called. This one here is go and arrest him now, Oga Nigeria. This one here is saying, let's just do 1 or 2 more comments here. This one here is saying, why didn't you, Nigerian government, rearrest Nnamdi Kanu instead of sending the military to eliminate him? He escaped your assassination attempt. Should he have waited for you? He didn't jump bail. He escaped. Since Abaribe has no answers to questions. Period. All right, you have heard what lots of, in fact, the comments are really coming up very strong. But let's look at this objectively. Some days back, some months back, Ndume actually went through something like that over Mayana. Ndume cried his heart. In fact, Ndume took it personal. He was lucky though, although they said they have finally, Mayana came back. We don't know if Mayana is still in prison. This is in Nigeria, everything is possible. But whatever, he was able to produce Mayana at some point. He had to employ the services of private investigators and all that. They found out that Mayana actually was not even in Nigeria anymore. He had actually gone to Niger Republic. Eventually, he was repatriated. He was brought back to Nigeria, and and that was how Dume was set free. Fast forward, he said something, that's Adamu Gaba said something about if what is good for the goose is good for the gander, then what is good for Ndume should also be good after they're both senators in the federal house, the red chamber. That if they can do that to Ndume, then they should of course do the same. Ali Ndume, they should of course do the same thing to Senator Ine Abaribe. Okay, saying that equal law should be faced by both of them. Don't forget the circumstances may be slightly different. All right, this one here is a case of fraud. Nation's money was quite huge. He had to shoot tea. He wasn't feeling fine. While this one here was a case of self-agitation, actualization for self-determination, actualization for Biafra, the sovereign states and all, which in everywhere in the international charter is permissive. But along the line, a lot happened. Okay, and he's now saying that if not for the fact that they made him compulsory for him to shut tea, it's because of the compulsion that made him have to shut tea, because they say for him to go, he has to bring a senator. He was the senator of his state, Abia State. Master Nnamdi Kanu is from Abia, Faruku. So he had to stand in, not just any senator, but senator of the federal house, of which he was. So I don't know how Nnamdi Kanu will play, but I know that one thing is certain. Nnamdi Kanu had already checked the pros and cons and is ready for things like this to come. Let's just go and wrap it up. Let's put in our comment section. What's to take?